All righty, let's get it. Let's get it. What's up, y'all? What's up, family? What's going on, man? I appreciate you all for tuning in today. We back with another one, right? I'm just going to keep hitting you guys upside the head with value because that's what we do. We lead with value. I want to give a shout out to everyone that was in support. That gave me a lot of love, showed me a lot of support for my last video that I posted about me wasting 4 years in the notary business and how that experience has led me to where I'm at today. So again, I want to thank you all for being so supportive and just sharing your stories with me and then pretty much just saying like, hey, I'm in the same. We're all in the same boat. We all go through these things, right? So, but enough about the last video. I'm pretty sure you hear the reason why you're watching this video because you want to know about marketing your mobile notary business. Before we begin, this is a free course. So this will be a free course for mobile notaries to check out. If you're struggling with marketing your business, or if you don't know what marketing channel you should leverage, I'll be sharing pretty much all the channels that I've used in my business. Every channel that I will be presenting to you, I do not use every single channel because I've pretty much gotten down to one channel which I pretty much use at this point. But these are all channels that I know that works. And whether you're a beginner notary watching this or even a seasoned notary, right, you will gain a ton of value from this free course. Before we begin, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm always posting content about the notary business, whether it's marketing, whether it's tips about at the signing table, how to talk to your target market, etc. Please make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. All right, let's get right into it. So for those of you, if this is your first time being on this channel or just your first time just coming across me in general, my name is Rafael Jimerson. I am the owner, founder of Stamper Signings. We are a nationwide mobile notary service that specializes in providing estate planning notary services for estate planning law firms. And I am also the founder of the Stamping Academy, where we specialize in helping notaries learn the niche of estate planning notary services. I've been in the business for about 6 years. I've probably done well over 1,000 signings, either done performing them myself or we've contracted out notaries for 1,000 plus signings at this point. So definitely check out the previous content that I posted before I give you I dive in a little deeper into my story and how we help out notaries in general. So why did I decide to put this course out? I decided to hold this course because I'm always being asked, like, where do I start? A lot of times when I come across mobile notaries, they're excited. They just got their commission. They got everything they need. And it's like, all right, I got everything I need. Like, where do I start? Right? And you always asking, okay, how do I get clients? Right? It's so much information out there as far as how to get started, what to do, or whatnot. My goal, my intention for you after this video is to have a clear understanding what marketing method that you want to apply to your business, and immediately apply that marketing method so you can start bringing in business. All right. So again, the purpose of this course is to give you a clear and thorough understanding of how to maximize visibility, how to convert that visibility to revenue. Right? Because again, it's good that you're a notary, but if no one knows who you are, or the market doesn't know that you exist, it will be very difficult for you to convert that non-visibility into revenue. So again, at the end of the goal of watching this course is for you to have a clear and thorough understanding, right, of what marketing methods that you want to put out there to the market to increase your visibility and convert that visibility into revenue. All right, so let's get right into it. So as a beginner or seasoned notary, one thing that you want to do is you want to get Google, right? Google is the largest search engine platform in the world, right? And it creates opportunity for your business to be seen. So more times than not, the majority of the phone calls that I get for business are people that found me on Google. I don't use Yelp. I don't use Bing. What else? I don't use any of those search engine platforms. I only use Google. I have a Google business profile, and that's how I get business. Oftentimes, when I'm on the phone and if I do get a phone call from a client, and and I'm asking the question, doing my going through my pre-qualification stage, and asking about the IDs and what type of document needs to be notarized, and if we close the appointment, the last question that I always ask is, just out of curiosity, how did you find us? And the clients, they always tell me, oh, I found you on Google. I searched mobile notary on Google. And so Google works. So if that's the very first thing that you want to do, you get your stamp, you got your errors and omissions insurance, you got all your supplies, everything you need to set up a Google business profile. All right. And when you set up this Google business profile, there's a steps. These are the steps that you need to take. So number one, you got to get a website. It's mandatory that you have a website. If you don't have a website, what you can do is you can actually go to Google, and you can actually get a free Google website. It's actually pretty simple. A free website through Google. All you gotta do is put your business name, put your business phone number, and either put I think it allows you to put an address. I may be wrong about that. Do your due diligence. But you can set up a free Google website if you don't necessarily have the funds, or you're on a budget right now. And if you're someone who's already has a little bit of has some capital ready to deploy, definitely get a website set up. You can either go to Fiverr and get a professional to set up a website for you for like less than $50, or you want to go to a professional. If you want to go to a professional, that's going to get your SEO set up. They're going to get those key. That's going to get pretty much all the bells and the whistles to make sure that your website is shown in algorithm. It's probably going to cost. It's going to cost you. It's going to cost you some money, right? But it's worth the investment because, again, we want visibility. The more visibility that we have, the more increased opportunity. That's going to lead to increased opportunities for us to close business. So get a website. It's very important. Number two, you gotta get a phone number. Do not use your personal phone number. Okay, do not use your personal phone number. You go to Grasshopper. In the beginning of my business, I use Grasshopper. It's definitely a great tool to use for business. If you don't have the funds for Grasshopper, set up a Google Voice. Now, I don't recommend using Google Voice as like your main business line, but I definitely would recommend that you I definitely would recommend that you at least have a business line in place until you get like a paid line, and then just and then just use Google Voice as your secondary line. And then one thing, and also a third thing that you want to do when setting up your Google business profile is that you want to include mobile notary in your business profile. Oftentimes, when people or your clients are looking for a notary, they're putting in those those pretty much those key terms. So whether it's notary public, mobile notary, and when they type in mobile notary, you're going to be one of those. You're going to actually be the business that's going to pop up on that first page. Now, that's going to be very dependent. I just want to put a disclaimer out there. It's going to be very dependent on what area you're in, because just realize there are other notaries in your area that have mobile notary in their business name as well. So, a couple of ways that you want to be able to stand out if you do have mobile notary in your business name and you're listed on Google, you definitely want to increase the number of reviews that you receive. Again, you want to use some of those keywords. You want to have some of those keywords on your website, such as mobile notary, notary public, notary services. You want to have specific key terms that's applicable to the mobile notary or the notary public industry on your website. So that way you can either be ahead of your competition on that front page, on that first page, etc. So get on Google, set up that Google business profile. This is like the best. This is like the best. This is probably this is still how I get business to this day, is through my Google page. And it's been a while since I've updated my website. I did recently add a video sales letter to my website. I've been seeing some results from that, been getting some increased phone calls. If you're not familiar with the video sales letter, that pretty much is just a short video, just introducing yourself, your business, what's your core product or your core service, who you service, and a call to action for that visitor on your website to pretty much either call you, text you, or if you have Calendly, schedule a signing through your Calendly link as well. So get that Google page set up ASAP, and you will get phone calls. All right. So next, we want to talk about how to drive revenue. Once you have that Google business profile set up, the way you're going to drive revenue is, number one, answer the damn phone. I'm a signing service owner. I can't tell you how many times that I've reached out to notaries. They don't answer the phone. They don't answer the phone. They don't respond to text messages. I've even had some notaries where I sent out an offer for a signing, and the notary didn't respond till like a week later. It's like, what are we doing? So answer your phone. If you answer your phone, you're going to do pretty much 90% of, you're going to do better than 90% of the notaries in your area. Trust me, I know, I hire notaries. Again, ask for reviews. Asking for reviews is very key. If you ever do so, here's some early homework for you to do. And I hope you're taking notes. Here's some early homework for you to do. You want to go to Google and do a due diligence of the mobile notaries in your area and check out their reviews. You'll notice there are notaries who've had their their Google business profile for about 5 years, 3 years, 10 years, 15 years. I've even seen some with 20 years, and they don't have a ton of reviews, right? So a quick way for you to be able to move up the ladder on that first page, and for you to be able to drive in revenue, is through your reviews. Because let's be honest, social proof matters. If I see a company that has 100 plus reviews and I see another company that has 5 plus reviews, obviously that company that has 100 plus reviews, they're doing something right. So that's going to be a company who I'm going to call, right? So be very intentional about getting reviews, because the more reviews you get, that's gonna boost you up in the algorithm. That's gonna move you up the rankings on Google, and it's going to show your clients that you're trustworthy, right? You're a professional. You answer your phone. You service your client. You provide a high quality service for your clients. So ask for those reviews. The more reviews you get, you will continue to see an increased amount of phone calls, and the more phone calls we get, that's going to translate to more appointments. And then number 3, know your prices. Know your prices to drive in revenue. In the beginning, this could be a little difficult because you're testing things out. You're throwing things at the wall. You're seeing what sticks, what doesn't stick. So it can be very fluid in the beginning, but you want to be very sure. Once you have honed in on your prices and you're confident about what your prices are, know your prices when you're over the phone. Because when you're on the phone with your client, and if you don't sound confident in your ability, in your prices, the client is going to be able to tell through your tone. They're going to, well, it's a lot different where you say, okay, my price is $65. You don't sound confident, but when you say, okay, to do 5 signatures, to do 2 to 5 signatures, it's going to come to a total of $125. Right? You want to sound like an authority on the phone. Okay. If you sound like an authority, you will see high conversions. All right. So know your prices. Knowing your prices is going to help you drive in revenue. All right. So let's recap. Get a Google business profile set up, get a website, get your business phone number, also get a business email, which I forgot to mention, and include mobile notary in your business name. And then how we want to drive in revenue: always answer the phone, ask for reviews, make it a point to ask for reviews after the appointment has been concluded. You want to get so deep into the reviews that you want to have it automated to where whenever you have a client that's whenever you input a client into your system, it's going to be automated that a review request is going to automatically be sent out. So be very intentional about getting reviews and watch the results that come from that, and be very sure of your prices. All right. So we're going to start off with Google. So what's another marketing method that we can use to drive in revenue? Social media. It's free, right? If you're not on social media, I don't know what you're doing. If you're not on social media, you really shouldn't be in business. That's just my opinion. I think the majority of the viewers that's watching this will feel the same as well. One of the tools that I like to use to drive in revenue is Facebook, right? And I have a case study on top of that too. So I have a case study for it. So I had a person on Facebook uh, who pretty much reached out to me. She's a notary. She's a notary as well, which was something we'll talk about. She's a notary. She works a 9 to 5. She wasn't available for this particular for a particular client, but she knows me. She knows I hire notaries to do signings. She knows I do the signings myself, and she reached out to me and referred a client to me. This was all through Facebook. And mind you, I've never met this person before, right? Only time I've communicated with this person again is through Facebook, and how she got in contact with me is because I'm consistently posting. And one of the reasons why I like using Facebook for social media is, number one, it's more of a mature audience on Facebook. Now, when I say more of a mature audience, meaning you're not going to see, you're not going to see your grandma on TikTok. You're not going to see you may see grandma on TikTok. You may see auntie on TikTok, right? But you're not going to, yeah, you're more. It's more of a mature audience on Facebook. Meaning, let's say, for example, if, hold on, y'all. Oops, had to raise my chair. So let me recap. Again, the reason why I like using Facebook is because it's a mature audience. What I mean by that is the person who's going to be trusted with getting a power of attorney signed, who's going to be trusted with getting an advanced healthcare notarized, trust documents, really important documents to be notarized and taken care of. They're not leaving that responsibility to someone that's on TikTok all the time, right? So because TikTok is for a much younger audience, right? But the person that's in the mature audience, that's more mature in their decision making, they're much more responsible. They're going to be on Facebook, and so oftentimes when these things need to get done, like these important documents need to get notarized, I happen to reap the benefits of it because I'm consistently posting on Facebook, right? So one of the things you want to do is be consistent with posting on Facebook, because what's going to happen is you're going to have family members, you're going to have friends, and they have friends, and they friends have friends, right? And so whenever someone makes a post on Facebook saying, "Hey, I need a mobile notary," if you're consistently showing up on the platform at least once per day, at least once or twice per day, you're going to be someone that's going to be top of mind, right? You're going to be someone that's going to be top of mind. You're going to get tagged in one of the comments. You're going to have someone that say, "Oh, I know Rafaniel. I know Rafaniel. He's a notary. Let me reach out to him for you to see if we can get this taken care of for you." So take advantage of Facebook. If you want to book those power of attorney signings, trust signings, even like financial document signings, these are the type of signings that could pay you between 75 upwards to $200. And I've had this happen to me on Facebook. You want to be present. You want to be present on Facebook because, again, a much more mature audience, and those type of documents require someone that's in that senior group, and they're going to make sure they want to get someone that's professional to get that taken care of. So don't sleep on Facebook. Be a part of Facebook groups, right? Local Facebook groups. I'm a part of a few local Facebook groups. And again, because I'm consistently showing up, I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just showing up. I'm basically promoting my business. I'm basically promoting my niche. I'm promoting what I do. And then when you consistently show up, and when someone needs a notary, you're more than likely going to be the person that's going to be top of mind because you're consistently showing up. And last but not least, beware of the snooty groups. Beware of the snooties. If you're not familiar with snooties, these are people that are always complaining. They're always complaining about not getting the best prices. They're always complaining about not getting chosen from title companies or signing services. Stay away from those type of people. Those groups tend to have loser mentalities. So please stay away from loser mentality people. Associate yourself with people that consider themselves winners, and they're going to not let distractions or the negativity deter them. So stay away from those Facebook groups. Be a part of those Facebook groups that's focusing on educating themselves, building new relationships, networking, and spreading information to help other people get new business and be aware of new opportunities. So please stay away from those snooty groups and consistently post on Facebook and watch your business grow. Number two, LinkedIn. Now, I will say I don't use LinkedIn all the time. It's actually not a platform that I'm not all the way comfortable with because I don't use it all the time. But I'm on the platform and I've gotten referrals from LinkedIn. And the reason why I've gotten referrals from LinkedIn is because again, I've posted a couple of times here and there. I have notaries that follow me on LinkedIn, and I have professional relationships with financial advisors, realtors, attorneys, insurance agents, and they refer me business through LinkedIn. So again, it's free, it's available to you. Take advantage of it. If you are going to be on LinkedIn, what you want to do is you want to connect with your target market. All right. Now, when it comes to target market, you want to be very specific about who you want to work with. So if you're focusing on loan signings, you want to focus on connecting with either loan officers, or you want to connect with realtors, or you want to connect with escrow officers, right? If you want to focus on estate plan signings, your target market is going to be estate plan attorneys. If you want to focus on what's another service? I can't think of another service where a target market would make sense, but you catch my drift. So if you're going to be on LinkedIn, make sure you're connecting with people that's in that target market or people or professionals that's connected to your target market. So when I mean professionals that's connected to your target market, so I use me for example, my market, what I focus on is estate planning. And the folks that's connected to estate plan attorneys are typically going to be financial advisors. They're going to be realtors, and then they're also going to be CPAs as well. So if I'm on LinkedIn and I know these professionals are on the platform and they can potentially introduce me to an estate plan attorney who could use my services, it would be in my best interest to connect with those professionals. So use LinkedIn. Use LinkedIn, okay? And again, the same way that you're going to get business on Facebook, you're going to apply those same principles into LinkedIn. You got to be consistent. You can't post you can't post once or twice in a week, and then they don't hear from you for another 2 or 3 weeks. If you're going to use the platform, be consistent. And then I have another case study for you as well. So this is an example of me using LinkedIn. This particular gentleman is a financial advisor, and we connected. We actually met through a virtual networking group, and we connected on LinkedIn. And while conversating on LinkedIn, just further in our just DM and messaging each other, I told him who my ideal client was. It was an estate plan attorney. He knew an estate plan attorney. He connected me with that estate plan attorney. I end up setting up a meeting with her. I think I may have done 3 or 4 signings for her in general, and we're still doing business to this day. But that all happened because I taking advantage of this platform, communicating with this individual, this financial advisor, and it's led to me building a relationship with an estate planning attorney. So don't sleep on LinkedIn. Now, again, I don't use it all the time, but for someone, you may have a better understanding than LinkedIn than I do, right? So if you got a good understanding of it, continue to use it, and again, watch the appointments come in. Instagram is another platform that everyone should be leveraging. I'm on Instagram. I think I have about 2 Instagram pages, and I have a lot of notaries that reach out to me through Instagram. And the reason why I like using Instagram is because it's the most common, it's probably the most popular platform outside. I think TikTok may be the most popular platform, but I think Instagram. Now, let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, but I believe Instagram um, may be the most popular platform to use um, in this current day, right? A lot of notaries on the platform. So the reason why I like using Instagram because I get referrals. I get referrals from people that I connect with on through Instagram. So for this particular case study, this gentleman, I met him on through Instagram. His business is focusing on taxes, and I really enjoy his content. He puts out great content, great information. I invited him to be on my podcast, which I actually interviewed him. He told me his story, and then we were able to build a relationship from there. And again, once you build a relationship with someone, they start, you post so much about what you do. Whenever someone needs a notary, and they're going to keep you top of mind. So this gentleman is down in Houston, I believe. I believe he's down in Houston. He reached out to me and said, "Hey, I need a notary in I think it was either Houston or Pearland, one of those areas." And I told him, "Yeah, that was no problem. We were able to get it taken care of. I was able to get a notary available to get his document notarized. He was extremely appreciative that I was able to get it done in such in a timely manner. And of course, I've always asked for a review, and he left me a 5-star review on Google. So don't sleep on Instagram. It's a powerful tool if used correctly. Again, it's a lot of notaries. It's a ton of notaries that's on Instagram. So it would be in your best interest to connect with other notaries on Instagram, because here's the thing that I don't think most people or most notaries know. Notaries send each other referrals. It took me 4 years to realize that. It took me 4 years to realize that notaries send each other business. So if you're going to be on Instagram, don't be on Shade Room, don't be on Hollywood Unlocked, don't be on these gossiping pages. Connect with other notaries, because you're building a business. You're building a business, and you never know. Sometimes you only may be one connection away. And notaries, is being a part of the notary community is a privilege. It's a great community to be a part of. So immerse yourself in it. Connect with other notaries, because a notary can present an opportunity to you that can change your life in your business. So don't sleep on building your notary network through Instagram. And just like with LinkedIn, just like with Facebook, you got to be consistent. You got to post. So the cool thing about Instagram, you can post on your story. You could post just like a picture, or you can post a reel. You can do either one of those three, or you can go on live, right? You got to post at least once a day. Me, I try to shoot for 2 to 3. I try to shoot for 2 to 3, real short form content per day, and then try to add 2 stories. I'm posting on the platform probably like 5 times. If you're not in a position to do 5 times, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to do that. Just post once. Let people know you exist. Because again, like I said in the beginning, if you're not visible, if no one knows you exist, no one is going to call you. Your phone is going to be dry, and you're going to be stuck wondering, like, man, I wonder if this business for me. Yes, this business is for you, but you're not able to reap the benefits because you're not posting. You're not letting people know that you exist. So let people know you exist. Post once a day. Okay. Let's talk about networking. So now we know that we can leverage Google to drive in business. We know we can also use in social media to drive in business. Let's talk about networking. And this is my favorite, because this is actually one of the building blocks to my success in this business is networking. All right. So let's talk about what are the benefits of networking, right? The warm introductions, right? So how many of you, I don't know how many of you all have done cold calling, but when you're cold calling, it's pretty much a cold introduction. I'm basically calling an attorney's office on the random. Well, it's not on the random, right? It's not on the random because you're being intentional about calling them, but to them, it's like I'm getting a random phone call from this notary. I don't know who you are. Okay, great. Thanks. Thanks for introducing yourself. But if I need you, I'll call. Right? It's really delicate how those situations can be handled for cold calls. But if it's a warm introduction, let's say if I know John Doe, and I know John Doe is a financial advisor, and I know that he knows an estate plan attorney who I want to connect with, and I tell him who's my ideal client, which is an estate plan attorney, and John Doe tells me, "Oh yeah, I know Jane Doe. She's an estate plan attorney with the law offices of Jane Doe. Here, I'll be happy to introduce you. You seem like a great guy, and I believe she actually needs a notary. Let me introduce you to her." Right. So when John Doe makes that introduction, when John Doe makes that introduction, makes a warm introduction to Jane Doe, because Jane Doe knows John Doe, and Jane knows that John is a credible professional, right? So Jane is going to be open to that introduction to meeting me, because he's basically putting his name and his credibility on the line, because he's had a conversation with me. He's heard about the work that I do. He trusts what I bring to the table, and he believes that I would be what is called I can't believe I'm drawing the blank right now. He believes that I could provide value to Jane Doe's law firm. And so when that introduction is made, whether it was through phone call, whether it was through email, Jane is going to be more receptive to us booking that meeting, right? To us booking the booking a business meeting. That's the benefit of networking. Warm introductions. Do not sleep on warm introductions. That leads to business. Networking also leads to referrals, right? So if I know Jane Doe, we have a conversation, and I know that she specializes in setting up estate plans for her clients, and I know she goes above and beyond to make sure her clients' documents are well prepped and prepared and locked to a T, to where their client has no worries about their estate plan, about their power of attorney, or whatever documents that they have set up for their clients. I'm going to send her business. So, of me being a notary, if I'm going into a hospice, right, and I have a client, or if I'm a, or not even let's scratch going to hospice. Let's say if I receive a phone call from a client that needs to get the power that needs to get a power of attorney notarized, and I'm on the phone with them, and they mentioned to me that, oh, I was able to get these documents online. Right there, when I hear they got the documents online, this is a DIY signing. You're trying to do this yourself. Let me recommend you to an estate planning attorney that I know. Her name is Jane Doe. She specializes in actually making sure her clients' documents are prepped and prepared. So that way, when those documents are signed and notarized, whenever they submit those documents to the proper authority, they don't have to worry about their documents being rejected because they've been properly drawn up, right? But if you choose to do it yourself, you risk the chance of the bank or the authority that you're submitting these documents to rejecting them. All right. Referrals. You want to send when you're networking, and increases your chances of referrals. If I'm sending referrals to the attorney to get if I'm sending a referral to an attorney to get to help my client get their power of attorney documents drafted correctly. When they need a notary to get those, when they need a notary to get it notarized, then she's going to refer that person back to me, and that's how you create a symbiotic working relationship. All right, so don't sleep on networking, and it leads to increased referrals. All right, the benefits of also networking is when you are uh, um, when you're networking, the larger your network, the larger your network grows, the more people that you know, the more people that you connect with, right? It creates more opportunities. Now, you don't want to just do random networking, like just, you don't want to just be networking with anybody. You want to be very intentional about your networking, right? And so, when I mean intentional about your networking, so this is a class for notaries, right? So when I say intentional networking, as a notary, you want to have a relationship with the realtor. You want to have a relationship with a personal injury attorney, a estate planning attorney, an intellectual property attorney. You want to have a relationship with a financial advisor. You want to have a relationship with the escrow officer. You want to have a relationship with all these particular individuals because everyone as kind of works with each other, and at some point they need a notary, right? So if I know a realtor, right? If I have a relationship with a realtor and I come across a loan officer who is looking for a realtor, I can refer them, right? And so don't be intentional about your networking, because the more intentional you are about your networking and you continue to expand that network, you're going to see those increased opportunities that come your way. Um, and with those increased opportunities from networking and receiving referrals, giving referrals, that's going to lead to opportunities for you to outsource your work as well. And networking has played a part in me being able to grow my signing agency, because it all started with one loan officer. The very first signing that I ever outsourced was a refinance signing, and this was from a loan officer who I connected with in 2021, right? And so, with me continuing to expand my network, to increase and expand my network, that's continued to lead to increased opportunities for business. And with those increased opportunities for business, not just where I live in California and in other states, I'm able to create those opportunities for other notaries so they can get business as well. So don't sleep. Don't sleep on the power of networking. It's a long-term game. It's not something that you could just build right away, like it's just quick business. But if you're intentional about building your network and being intentional about connecting with the right professionals, connecting with professionals that need notaries, who needs and in turn, and hope I'm saying that right. But be intentional about your networking and watch how your business grows. Um, when it comes to networking, it's a couple ways you can do this, right? You can do in-person networking, which is you can join a BNI group. BNI is a business referral networking organization. It's an organization that meets a group of professionals that meet once a week. Oftentimes, they're not notaries in these particular groups, in particular to BNI. So definitely check that out. They also have what is called you can show up as a guest, as a visitor, and it's an opportunity for you to show up for free, get to know who's in this group. And most groups that I've been to in BNI, they're very receptive and they're always looking for notaries. So don't sleep on BNI. Chamber of Commerce. Chamber of Commerce is another organization that you should absolutely be a part of. There's a Chamber of Commerce pretty much in most major cities. In most major cities, there's a Chamber of Commerce there, and they're always hosting networking events or they're hosting ribbon cutting events. And oftentimes there aren't notaries in these groups. The reason why I can confidently say there aren't most notaries in these groups because I attend these meetings, I attend these events. And I'm oftentimes before coming to the event thinking like, okay, is there going to be another notary there? Notary there? You can guarantee that there's going to be a realtor there. It's going to be a loan officer there. It's going to be a life insurance agent, a life insurance agent there, a financial advisor there. But more times than not, there's no notaries that's in those buildings. So take advantage of it because if you're the only notary in the building, that's going to be more opportunities for you. And most people don't know they need a notary till they need a notary. So it'll be in your best interest to be in the room, introduce yourself, and let people know that you exist. All right. And then attend local business mixers. If you want to find out about local business mixers, you can definitely go to Facebook. Facebook, it's always someone that's announcing about a local business mixer. Again, these are good opportunities for you to get into your community. Again, let people know that you exist. Let people know that you're a mobile notary. You're available 7 days a week. You're able to travel to your clients. You have a laser printer. You're knowledgeable of the type of documents that need to be notarized. You're knowledgeable of the laws. You're knowledgeable of what you can and can't do. Let people know what you do, again, and watch those opportunities increase. You can also do virtual networking. Now, I will say it's been a while since I've done virtual networking. During the pandemic, 2020, 2021, I was real heavy into virtual networking. But if you do what I do, which is basically like a nationwide mobile notary service, take advantage of the virtual networking. If you're not able to get on the road or drive for whatever reason, you can go to meetup.com. You can go to Eventbrite. You can also check out there's a virtual group called Happy Neighborhood Project, and this is a huge networking group. I think they're literally worldwide. And I actually met a personal injury attorney from that particular meeting, from that particular networking group, and we've been able to do business. So again, don't sleep on virtual networking. Networking is great for it's a great way to drive in business. So let's talk about how to drive in revenue. Again, you want to establish referral partnerships. So I'll use the example that I brought up earlier. So me being a notary, I know an estate plan attorney, we have a referral partnership. So I know this attorney sets up estate plans. I know this attorney sets up will packages. I know this attorney also sets up power of attorney packages as well. So if I come across a client who wants to do a DIY signing, they want to set up a power of attorney by themselves, and they got their documents from LegalZoom.com or they got it from eForms.com, and they think they may have the right document. They don't know if it's the right document or not. That's a perfect opportunity to refer them to an attorney because the attorney is going to know what documents that they need, and they're going to make sure they have the right document that's applicable to their situation, right? That's a referral, all right? Whenever a estate plan attorney is setting up an estate plan for their client, instead of leaving it up to their client to find their own notary, that attorney is going to refer that client to me because he knows I specializes in notarizing estate plan documents, and he's going to trust that his client's estate plan documents are going to be signed and notarized and filled out correctly. You want to create referral partnerships. I give you another example. You're a notary. You may know a realtor, right? That realtor may be closing on a home, and he goes to his title company and says, "Hey, I actually want to use Rafania. I want to actually use my notary for this signing because that's just who I know and I trust." That title company is going to go ahead and say, "Okay, let us reach out to Rafania and assign the signing to him to make sure your closing goes through. Make sure your closing goes through." Right? That's a referral. Here's another example. I may know a loan officer. I got a loan officer where their main focus is partnering with realtors right now for business. I happen to know a realtor who's a high producing realtor. Hey, let me introduce you to John Doe. He's a realtor that services this particular area. He's really great at what he does, and he is going to ensure that his clients are well serviced. Let me connect you with so and so loan officer. That is a referral. So you want to establish referral partnerships. Referral partnerships is how you're going to drive in revenue. All right. And you want to give business to receive business. Okay. You can't expect something for nothing, right? You got a great book to read. It's called The Go-Giver. The Go-Giver, I believe that's what it's called. It's basically about it's a book about the whole theme of the book is giving more than you receive. All right. So if you give business, then you're going to receive business. All right. So that's another way to drive in revenue. And another way to drive in business is called one-to-ones. One-to-ones is pretty much it's just a business meeting between two professionals. So I'm setting up it's basically a business meeting. I'm talking to John Doe. He's an attorney. I'm learning about who his ideal client is, who's ideal referral partner for him. What are some keywords that I should be on the lookout for? So in case I come across a client who may be a fit for him, I could refer that client to him so he can close on that client, right? So that's what a one-to-one is. So don't sleep on networking. Networking is a great way to drive in revenue. Thumbtack. Ooh, Thumbtack. So I'm going to talk about Thumbtack. Thumbtack is pretty much it's a lead generation platform. Thumbtack creates opportunities for B2B signings. That's the only reason why I use the platform. It's for a B2B business. And it also maximizes your visibility locally as well. Now, I don't use Thumbtack anymore. The reason why I don't use Thumbtack anymore is because it is extremely competitive. Extremely competitive. I'll say it again. It's extremely competitive for notaries on Thumbtack. In the beginning, I want to say 3 years ago. I'd say 2 years ago. But 2 years ago, when I first found out about Thumbtack, I think it was still kind of early. I was consistently getting business. I was consistently getting business on Thumbtack, and I was getting business from estate plan attorneys. I was getting business from real estate investors, pretty much business professionals. It's actually two of my clients that I've still do business with to this day is because of what I met them on It's because they found me on Thumbtack. I don't use Thumbtack the reason why I don't use Thumbtack and because in my area where I live at, it is extremely competitive. So I end up turning off the platform. But then there are some areas where it may not be as competitive in your area as it is in mine. So it's a good platform to use. Especially if in the beginning, if you're trying to get B2B business, there are paralegals, legal assistants from loan officers. There are escrow officers out there. There are even loan officers who happen to use Thumbtack to find their notaries, right? I would say it's great for the short term. But as far as like a long-term strategy, in my personal opinion, I don't think it's a great long-term strategy, in my opinion. But for the short term, I believe it does. Now, again, this is going to be very dependent on your area. I just know where I live at. It was going good, but that's no longer the case. That is no longer the case. And I think because the word has gotten out about Thumbtack, which is like a couple years ago. So As always, do your due diligence. Uh, see what works for you. You may end up seeing some opportunities that come your way through Thumbtack. How you going to drive revenue through this platform is number one, you got to set up an account. Again, it is a lead generation platform, so you do got to pay for leads. You are paying for leads, and sometimes, depending on where you at, you could be paying $5 for a lead, $8 for a lead, or there's some areas where you be paying $10 for a lead. And these leads are not exclusive. That's the downside. The leads are not exclusive. So with those leads not being exclusive, you have to respond like quick, like very quick. I have it on here where it says you want to aim for a 1 to 2 minute response time. I need to scratch that. Your response time needs to be like less than 30 seconds. That's how competitive the platform is. Like, you got to respond like in less than 30 seconds. Right? Now, again, in your area, you may be able to respond in 1, 2, or 5 minutes to still get business. But where I live at, here in California, nah. If you don't respond in less than 30 seconds, you might as well just forget about the lead. And just like I said, with Google or like being on the phone, know your pricing ahead of time as well. So oftentimes on the platform, they'll let you know how many signatures they need, what type of document needs to be notarized. And soon as you respond to them, you need to know what your price is. So you need to know your travel fee. You need to know your state law for what you can charge for the amount per signatures. You need to know all that stuff ahead of time. And that's going to increase your chances of driving in that revenue. But do your due diligence on this platform, because again, it is extremely competitive. And this is just some case studies of clients that I've gotten through using Thumbtack. I had a estate plan signing that I ended up booking through this platform, and I replied to this particular individual, this attorney, in 3 minutes, which is kind of surprising. I still got the business, and I paid almost $9 for the lead. So this particular signing paid me $125. So you spend $9 to make $125. I mean, I'll take that ROI all day, every day. So, but again, this platform is very competitive for notaries. So do your due diligence. Another way to market your services is through signing services. This is a no-brainer for a lot of mobile notaries that come into the business. It's always pushed on you to join signing services. Definitely nothing wrong with signing services. I own a signing service. But the benefits to working with a signing service is, again, you get access to companies that have relationships with national title companies. So here's a quick hack for you. If you are not confident in your ability to just do signings by yourself or get direct business at this time, and if you want to just work with signing services and just get comfortable in your skill set of notarizing documents and learning the process, and then going out there and marketing for yourself, the hack to signing services is that you want to work with signing services that have relationships with nationally known title companies. All right. So, for example, if I'm working with a signing service and I see that they're consistently doing business with Fidelity, Chicago Title, Stewart Title, Placer, I think it's Old Republic, or Placer Title, or Orange Coast. If you're working with a signing service, or even with First American, if you're working with a signing service that working with those nationally known title companies on a consistent basis, that's a company who you want to align yourself with. You want to align yourself with those type of companies, because those signing services are always going to get business. Because if you, again, First American, Old Republic, Chicago Title, Doma, that's another one. Those nationally known title companies, they're always busy. And oftentimes, those escrow officers within those particular companies are already working with a signing service, right? And so if you have a relationship with that particular signing service, and you know that signing service is always getting signings for those particular title companies in general, that is a hack. That is a hack to always getting business. So don't sleep on that. You want to work with signing services that have relationships with nationally known title companies. Now, there's nothing wrong with a signing service working with a local title company, and they do closings here and there. But if they're not on the level of those nationally known title companies, still do business with them, but you want to align yourself with the signing services that work with those top title companies, because you know your phone is going to always be ringing, and they're always going to have consistent business coming in. So don't sleep on that. As far as signing up with signing services, definitely join the Stamper community. I have a signing service, a signing agency. We specifically work 90% of our business. I want to say 95% of our business is mostly estate plan signings. So if you ever do a signing with us, it's more than likely going to be it's going to be an estate plan signing. You can sign up with SnapDoc signing order if you haven't already. Amrock is another company who you can work with. Signature Closers. They just sent me an email the other day. Those two companies in general. So Amrock is a title company, I believe, in their signing service. I can be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But Signature Closers, they're an example. They're an example of a signing service that works with nationally known title companies, and they get consistent business. That would be a company who you want to work with. And you want to sign up with free notary directories. So you got Notary Cafe, you got Notary Rotary, those couple platforms that exist. Sign up with those platforms, and that's how signing services are able to find you, right? So don't sleep on those platforms. How to drive revenue by working with signing services is you got to respond fast. Now, keep in mind, just like Thumbtack, a lot of most signing services out there have more than 1,000 notaries, and they're sending those signings out. So you want to make sure that you're in the best position possible, where you're responding as quickly as possible. Respond fast and watch and you'll see an increase in business. And you want to sign up with 5 or more platforms. I'm not one of those kind of people that's going to tell you you got to sign up with 50 platforms. You got to sign up with 100 signing services. I'm not doing that. You shouldn't have to do that. You don't have to do that to get business. As a matter of fact, if you work with 2 to 4 signing services, you really need about 4. And if you use the hack that I told you, as far as working with signing services that have relationships with nationally known title companies, if you have 2 to 4, that's a sweet spot. 2 to 4 of those signing services like that you have relationships with, they're going to keep you busy. They're going to keep you busy because they have the relationships with those companies, and they're consistently getting business, and they need notaries to fill those orders. So if you make yourself available and you have a relationship with them and you do good work, you're going to always be busy. So 2 to 4 signing services with nationally known, with that do business with nationally known title companies, you're good to go. You're good to go. So that's it. Google, leverage social media, leverage networking, leverage signing services, and you're good to go. So let's talk about the next step. Now that you know these marketing methods that can be used and applied, the next thing is you got to put in long game, right? This is business. This stuff doesn't happen overnight. I've been in this business for 6 years. I didn't start seeing success until my 4th or 5th year. My 4th or 5th year, one of those. Yeah, I didn't start seeing success until 2022, right? And I've been in the business since 2017. I didn't start seeing business until 2022, right? Now there's some people who get off to a fast start, right? I'm not going to get up here on here and tell you, you can make $10,000 a month. You can, but it's not going to happen tomorrow. You got to do the work. You got to do the work. If you don't do the work, you don't reap the benefits. You don't get the perks if you don't work. As simple as that. So in the notary business, you got to play the long game. And here are going to be some keys to your success. Number 1, you have to execute. So at the beginning of the week, you should always prepare for what you want to do for this week, right? You have your goals, and then you have your activities to help you reach those goals, right? So if you know your goal is to do 15 signings, okay, what are the steps I need to do? What are the steps I need to take? What are the steps I need to take? What are the activities that I need to do every day to give me the 15 signings a week? Do I got a cold call? Do I gotta, if I don't want to do cold calling, do I got to network? Okay, if I'm networking, how many networking meetings do I need to attend this week? Okay. If I'm attending these networking meetings, how many one-to-ones? How many conversations do I need to, how many business meetings do I need to set up per week to position me to position me to get a referral to someone who could potentially send me 15 signings a week? Like, you need to have like a well thought out plan, right? You want to have a well thought out plan as far as your daily activities, what your goals are, and then execute on it, all right? And then once you have those to-dos that set up, you got to have patience. You got to plant those seeds, right? You got to keep doing those. You got to keep doing those activities 5 to 6 days a week. Keep planting seeds and wait. Plant the seeds and wait, right? Because when you look up 60, 90 to 120 days from now, you're going to thank yourself because you planted those seeds early on with your networking, with your marketing activities, and because you did the consistent and daily work, you're now reaping the benefits. Got to be patient. You got to execute, and then you got to be patient, and then you got to be consistent. Again, you have to show up every single day. Now, I'm not saying you got to market on Sunday because I don't market on Sunday, but Monday through Friday, and sometimes and sprinkle in on a Saturday, you got to do the work. I follow a lot of notaries on social media, and they have this thing where they say, "Oh, today is marketing day. Every day is marketing day for me. There's not a day that I don't market." So don't be one of those notaries who say, "Oh, I'm just going to have a marketing day," and you're only marketing your business one day a week. No. Monday through Friday, you're marketing your business, whether it's on social media, whether it's cold calling, whether it's emailing, whether it's following up, whether it's setting up a business meeting. You need to be marketing 5 days out the week. All right. You gotta do it. Now you gotta keep doing it till you get to a point where it's like, man, I have more clients than I can do it myself. I practically don't need to market my business anymore. And I know some signing service owners out there where they have so many clients where, look, I don't have to market my business anymore. A lot of the new clients that I get are referrals, right? So don't be one of those notaries that has a marketing day. You're feeling good about yourself and you only market it for one day out the week. No, you're going to get lapped. 5 days out of the week, you should be marketing your business. Be consistent and always say yes. Always say yes. I'll give you a story. 2 years ago on Thanksgiving, I was getting ready to go to my aunt's house. I haven't seen my aunt in a while. You know, it's been a while since the family got together. And one of my top attorney clients called me and said, "Hey, I have an emergency signing at the hospital. Do you have a notary that'll be able to do it? It's Thanksgiving." I knew I wasn't going to be able to find a notary that's going to be able to do the signing. But I also knew that if I did find a notary to do the signing, they were going to want an arm and a leg to do the signing, which they should because I'm asking them to do a signing for me on Thanksgiving. So instead of me asking another notary, I took it upon myself to do it. I don't say no to my clients. I don't say no to my clients at all. Whatever they need me to do, I do it, right? And because I always say yes, they know that I'm dependable. They know they can depend on me to get a note to either do the signing myself or get a notary to do it. And you have to take that same approach. Don't say no. Do not say no. Always say yes. The more times you say yes, the more your clients are going to trust you. The more they're going to know that you're dependable. The more they're going to know that you're a professional, that you're someone that they can call they may have a signing where it needs to get done like yesterday, but they know they can call on you and you're going to get the job done. I did an emergency signing on Thanksgiving. My auntie was not happy about that. She was not happy about that. She was not happy about that. But because I take what I do seriously, I take my craft seriously, I take my business serious, I was willing to say yes. And I still get business from that attorney to this day. Right? So always say yes. You don't want to let your client down. Imagine you didn't spend all this time marketing your business and you get in front of an estate planning attorney and they need you in a crunch. You gonna tell them no after you did all that work? No, I don't say no. We always say yes. All right. The more times you say yes, again, they're gonna trust you. And that's a big part of being in business is trust. They gotta trust that you're able to come through when they need you most. So always get in the habit of always saying yes, even if it seems like the job is just too much. You don't know if you can pull it off. Always just say yes, because you never know. It may end up working out in your favor. And I've said yes in situations where I absolutely should have said no. I can't do that. How am I going to be able to find a notary in Hawaii at this time of night? Right? How am I going to be able to find a notary to do a signing at 8 p.m. and I'm just getting notice of this at 6 p.m. But you know what? I say yes. I accept the challenge, right? When you accept the challenge and you able to come through, not only are you not only coming through for your client, but you're also coming through for yourself, right? Because you're coming through for yourself in your business. And the more times that you say yes and you show up, right, and you're willing to perform and show your clients that you're not like other notaries, you get their business. And you know what happens when you do that so many times? They refer you to their attorney friends. They refer you to their loan officer friends. They refer you to their escrow officer friends, their peers. And that's how it's a compound effect, and you continue to grow your business. So get in the habit of saying yes. Do it scared. Do it afraid. It'll pay off. It's going to pay off in the long run. All right. One last thing I want to leave you with as well. Find one thing that works. Find one out of those marketing methods that I showed you today. Find one thing that works. So whether it's, I didn't talk about cold calling, but I just want to put it out there. I do cold calling. That's the main thing. What I do and networking. So I cold call and I network, and those are the two most effective strategies for me. Cold calling may not be for you. Maybe it's networking. Networking may not be for you, but it may be social media. Whatever it is, find one thing. Find one thing that's going to drive in consistent results for you, and do not let up. Focus on that one marketing channel that works. Find one core service that you want to offer. Is it going to be loan signings? Is it going to be apostilles? Is it going to be fingerprinting? Is it going to be estate planning? What's it going to be? Find one service. Too many notaries that's all over the place. I do Ron. I do apostilles. I do fingerprinting. I'm an officiant. Just all over the place, right? Find one core service that you want to offer. So be very clear on what you want to offer. And once you get clear on that, focus on that one service only. And then next, you want to find one person, one client, one professional that you want to service in particular. So again, if you're focusing on estate plan signings, you want to focus on estate plan attorneys. If you want to do loan signings, you want to focus on escrow officers. If you want to do fingerprinting, then you want to find one particular client who needs fingerprinting services. Get very clear on one marketing channel that you're going to use. Get clear on the one service that you're going to offer, and get clear on the one particular professional that you're going to service. Because when you're clear on that one professional that you want to service, you're able to know what their pain points are. You know the different ways that you can add value, and you're able to speak the language. Because when you're able to speak their language, they're going to be able to tell that, oh, you've done this before. You're a professional. You are someone who I want to work with. All right. So again, get very clear. When you get very clear on your marketing channel, your service, and the client who you want to service, watch your business explode. I hope you guys got a ton of value from this. Let me know what your thoughts are. I would love to know I would love to hear your feedback. Before I go, I do have a call to action. I do have an offer. If you are looking for like step-by-step instructions, if you're looking for guidance, if you're looking for a personalized plan, a plan of action that you can implement, definitely hit the link below. I do have a link for you to get one-on-one coaching. I do offer 1-hour consultations, and I do offer one-on-one coaching for 6 weeks as well. I want to give a big shout out to Leilani. She did a consultation. She did a consultation with me last week. And she already booked the signing. She already booked that signing that I was going to pay her $300, right? So she pretty much doubled her money from the consultation that she paid for. So if you're looking for, again, for a personalized plan of action that you can implement in your notary business, definitely hit the link below to set up either a 1-hour consultation, or you can work with me for 6 weeks. I would love to be able to help you gain clarity in your business, so that way you can start booking those appointments and driving in revenue to your business. Man, clarity really helps. For a long time, I was really confused on how to navigate within this business. But when I focused on one marketing channel, when I focused on one client, and when I focused on one particular service, all the opportunities started to come. All the opportunities started to come my way. And here's the funny thing about focusing on one particular service, right? So when you do focus on that one particular service, then all those signings all those other services that you were initially offering, they're going to end up coming to you anyway, right? So I remember in the beginning, I was focused on loan signings, and I wasn't getting a ton of loan signings. Now that I've shifted my focus to estate planning, I get a bunch of loan signings that come in now. So it's funny how that works out. So again, if you're looking for help, whether it's for an hour or you need help for 6 weeks, definitely hit the link below to sign up. And if you have if you have questions, follow me on social media, send me an email. I'd love to be able to help you get the success that you deserve. All right. Again, make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. I hope I gave you guys a ton of value. And most importantly, get out there, implement, and take action. All right. Love y'all. Peace.